Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the Sup Company, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the 2020 Red Paddle Co. 11.3 Sport. So here it is for 2020, the Red Paddle Co. 11.3 Sport. Straight down the middle of the Sport lineup, you have the 11.3, sandwiched neatly by the 11 Sport and the 12.6. The 11.3 is quite easily the most popular model, and that's really down to just how all-encompassing this board is and the broad range of use and paddlers that it really accommodates. And it is that 11.3 by 32 inches in width at 4.75 inches thick that make this board just so versatile. And because it accommodates paddlers of up to around 115 kilos, 120 kilos kind of top end, it just works for a lot of different people as well. But look, let's run you through the board from the nose down to the tail as we always do in our videos. And for 2020, we've got a great new addition, which is handy. It's another handle, a fabric handle embroidered in the Red Paddle Co. logo that we've got on the nose of the board. And it just makes handling of this board of this size much more manageable. That runs into, with a D-ring, onto a female threaded fitting that you can go and fit an action sports camera to. And it's worthy of note that in 2020, Red Paddle Co. have opted to drop down from an M8 fitting that they've had in previous years down to an M6 fitting, which is 10mm deep, that will work seamlessly with action sport camera fittings. And if you have got a GoPro or something similar, you can just drop those mounts straight into this fitting now. But in terms of the board overall, it fills out to its width of 32 inches wide quite early on, making the overall board very, very stable. We've got the classic iconic Red Paddle Co. logo there. And then that runs into a very generous bungee system, 6 D-ring points, all red embossed, with a nice dark blue colourway in 2020. And that runs seamlessly into this Red Paddle Co. deck pad, which runs their repeater graphic all the way through it. And it's not vanity on their part, it genuinely works. And it's very comfortable, extremely grippy underfoot, and just sheds water very, very well. What Red have done in 2020, they've brought forward their Tech Air logo into the center of the board to really highlight the quality that runs through all Red Paddle Co. products. And it's worthy of note that what sets Red Paddle Co. apart from all of the competition is the exceptionally high pressures that their board takes. Running from 18 to 22 PSI, bearing in mind that these are inflatable structures, the higher the pressure, the more genuine the performance, the less compromise you're making than you are when compared with a hardboard. And ultimately, any good inflatable paddleboard should be trying to mimic the qualities that you find on a hardboard, but in a package which ultimately is very, very portable. And that is what you get in a Red Paddle Co. board, and you get that in an 11.3 Sport in spades. It's worthy of note in 2020 that you've got this foam-filled handle in the center, so it's much more intuitive, much easier to find if you are off the board and you're trying to recover yourself, or if you are taking the board to and from the beach or the car park over a distance. It's much more comfortable to carry. The repeater graphic though continues all the way down the deck pad, crossing seamlessly over the Sport logo that's integrated in there, down to a diamond cut deck pad on the tail. So if you are working your way down the tail, it's very easy to orientate where you are and when you are coming towards the back end of the board. At the back end of the board, we've got another handle in 2020 that integrates the D-ring system as well for your leash. And then Red have also added this embossed graphic around the valve of the board, which really gives us all the information we need when we're inflating of how to set the pin, how to release the pressure within the board, and also reminding us that the board goes all the way up to 22 PSI with ease. Let's take the board there and just roll it over onto its rail. And here we can instantly note that in the Sport range, what Red Paddle Co. do is they add their patented RSS system. And the RSS system stands for Rigid Stiffening System. And quite simply, it's a fiberglass batten that is inserted into a pocket down the side of the board, and it stiffens up this board no end. It makes the board roughly 30 to 35% stiffer in the standing area, which just translates into performance, less flex, more forward motion. But with the board all the way over its rail, you can see that width in the board now, and that just translates to stability. And that's also due to just how square the tail is as well, in that you end up with a platform that is very sure-footed, very, very comfortable underfoot, and one that a lot of people get on very, very quickly and come to grips with. The fin box though, very generous. Red have actually included an FCS premium quality fin. It's their 9-inch touring fin, and that makes the board very stable in the tail, makes tracking an absolute dream on this board, and it's almost arrow-like in its quality, and then it's wanting to stay straight and true with every paddle stroke. In 2020 though, we've got a really nice addition to the 11.3 Sport lineup, and you can see it here behind me in a purple colourway. Due to the success of the special edition that Red introduced on their 10.6 model, they've seen fit, and with the demand, to introduce a purple board to the 11.3 Sport, and it's really testament to just how popular this board is and what a success it's become for Red Paddle Co since its introduction. It's also worth noting just how good this board is, and if I can kind of give you some context to that. So we have a huge test centre at our shop at the sub company. We have everything Red Paddle Co have in their range available to demo. And I'd say the vast majority of people come here to demo the 10.6 ride because it is just such an iconic board, not only for Red, but the paddleboarding industry as a whole. But when they come down, they paddle the 10.6, and we encourage people to try different boards within the range and perhaps slightly longer boards than they were initially expecting. And people very, very quickly come to realise just how good the 11.3 Sport is and how much more it offers than something like the 10.6 ride in terms of glide. And if the vast majority of people, they are paddling predominantly flat water, it is that additional waterline length that makes it so much more rewarding to paddle a longer board than a 10.6 on something like an 11.3. So it's worth considering when you are looking. Other things to add into the factor in when you are looking at an inflatable paddleboard from Red Paddle Co is the quality of the overall package. And that extends not only in terms of the board, but also in the accessories that come with it. And the bag in the Red Paddle Co lineup is arguably one of the best bags on the market. Foil lined to protect the board from those UV rays. Nice rolled quality zip that extends all the way down the bag, making it very easy to get the board in and out. There's also an integrated system within the bag so you can securely store the paddle. On the back though, is really where you can't underestimate the value in a good quality wheeled bag. After all, these boards do weigh all up in the bag. You're talking around 16 kilos, 16.5 kilos for an 11.3 Sport. That's board, bag, paddle, pump, leash, everything packed away. And wheels, yeah, they just make it easier getting the board to your paddle spot and then getting it out and enjoying the board on the water. If there is some rough terrain though where you've got to manage and carry the boarders, the backpack system, it is absolutely superb, first class quality from Red Paddle Co. Also in the Red Paddle Co package, you've got the Titan pump, and it's totally unique to Red. It's their design, painted by them, and it is just allows you to get on the water so much quicker, get the volume in the board faster due to the high pressure cylinder and the high volume cylinder working together. It's also worth noting the pump only works on the downstroke, and what that means is it allows you to get your body weight over the pump, particularly for smaller paddlers, those females that we've got the paddle that are slightly more petite, and it allows you to get all of your body weight down on the pump and actually get the volume and pressure in the board that you need, and you're not using the smaller muscles in your arms in order to actually draw all of the air on the upstroke and expel it into the board. You get up to the pressure very, very quickly, and it's just a great item in a package. And after all, as it is an inflatable product, the pump is key to the overall experience. In 2020 though, if you are looking for an incredibly versatile, sporty, touring type board, you have to be considering the 11.3 Sport from Red Paddle Co. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. If you want to check out our next video, why not take a look up here? If you want to stay up to date with all of our videos though, why not subscribe up here?